Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together. Good Monday morning. Michael here, your host to Properties to Profit. And today, on this Monday morning, I want to talk about adversity. I personally do not believe any of us go through life without facing adversity. Now, I personally believe we all handle it a little bit differently. Something I want to talk about today is adversity and how it's always going to happen. We all going to have problems and challenges in life. How are you going to tackle those? I'm going to share with you how I personally tackle them and how I get through them and how I perceive most people who are financially better off in life, view life as they are happier and they enjoy life better than me. This is how I believe they perceive it too. I'm probably wrong, and so I'm open to feedback as it comes, guys. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, realestatemike02, or drop a line in the comments. I would love to learn on how you guys feel at adversity and how you guys tackle it yourself. For me, adversity all comes down to the determination to break through whatever your challenge you're going through in life. So in my experience, every time I do not have a desire to get over that hump of whatever the adversity is thrown at me, the challenge in life, I just suffer and wallow. I suffer in the pain and just struggle through it. It doesn't go away. The adversity still sticks there until I personally make the decision to change it. I personally choose to develop and grow to come over whatever is happening in my life. For example, if I go back to 2010, 11, when I graduated high school, I struggled in high school. I wasn't very smart. I struggled to get through all the classes and all those things, but I use a key word. I wasn't very smart. It's because that was the story I was telling myself. I later found out in life that I did have a form of dyslexia and struggled to read and comprehend things, but I overcame that. I now read 50 plus books a year. In 2024, my goal wasn't to read 50 plus books. My goal was to understand at a very high level 12 books. And for me, that's reading them 3 to 4 times, maybe even 5 times. Listening to them on Audible. I've never been an Audible person. I've always been like, oh, I read 50 books. That's great, but I didn't comprehend or understand that much. So I'm really trying to change that and dial that in and make sure I'm comprehending things. That was just one face of adversity I overcame. I failed almost every English, speech, and Spanish class I ever took. I remember at one point my grandpa would tell me, there's kids who didn't grow up in this country who get better grades than you in English, Spanish, and speech. Why is that? I didn't have the determination to get over the challenges I had at that point in my life. It's just a fact. My grandpa was just super truthful with me. I didn't understand it being a 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old young man. But when I look back, I can realize, man, I just didn't have the willpower, the desire to overcome that obstacle in life. Very rarely do we face an obstacle in life that determination and willpower and execution will get us above that. There are a few times that I think something happens out of the blue. If you're in a car accident and you become paralyzed or anything like that, that would be one of those exceptions. If that's you, I'm sorry you went through that, and I hope you're dealing with life the best that you can. But for the rest of us, if we're going through something, meaning we lost a spouse due to divorce, our child doesn't want to talk to us for whatever reason, we failed a class, we lost money, we went through a foreclosure, anything like that, it's on us. We can overcome that. We can learn something new. We can learn a new skill that helps us get over that. For me in 2018, depression hit me pretty hard. I struggled with a lot of things in life at that point. I had a close friend who died of gun violence, a family friend that I've always believed I was placed on this earth to show people where I come from, a challenged background. I didn't have that many challenges, truth be told, but there were people who definitely had it harder than me, a lot harder than me. Most people, I would say, have it a lot harder than me. But I was supposed to be that shining example, and this young lady died when she was 18 due to gun violence. Not in the retrospect of like she was murdered or anything, but when we grew up, there were family friends that just didn't know how to handle guns. My mom had boyfriends and they didn't handle them correctly. My mom's friends didn't handle them correctly. And that's exactly what happened is her boyfriend didn't know how to handle a gun correctly and accidentally went off and killed that young lady. I felt super guilty for that. As someone who is pretty hands-on with guns, loves guns, that I wasn't out there speaking about how to handle guns, how to be responsible about guns, and how to, when you saw someone not be responsible with guns, how to handle that. I felt a little bit of responsibility for this young lady's death. Another thing happened, my great-grandma died in that year. My nephew's my nephew's mother died of a drug overdose. I felt really guilty for that I hadn't made it to a successful point that her boyfriend, which is my brother, felt like they could follow me and get out of their life ways, the things they were going through in life. That's just some of the adversity I've gone through. I made some poor financial decisions by hiring wrong people and not putting processes in and expecting them to just develop. And I racked up a ton of debt, almost to the tune of 7 figures. I made some business dealings that I didn't know I was getting into and racked up another 7 figures in lawsuits, settled those for all under $10,000. But the first time you get served with a lawsuit, it's the toughest thing. At that time, it was the toughest thing I've ever dealt with. Now we fast forward to 2021. I got fired from a job. I'd never been fired from a job. That was tough. I was a top earner the year before, and then the next year I'm getting fired. Back to zero. I started a new business. That was tough. I ended a relationship with someone I wasn't happy with. That was tough. The first 3 to 6 months after that relationship were tougher being single than it was being in that relationship. But I had to overcome that adversity. And then we had a kid together at that time too, and things got tougher in the relationship with my daughter. She was hurt in the relationship, I believe, and said, I won't say she said anything, but she, I don't see my kid. Bottom story. That's all that matters there. I get to see her 2 hours twice a week. I have quarters for Sundays. She doesn't abide by that. Mother thinks that she's better with her. And while I agree, mother takes great care of her, I think I am well capable of doing that. I'm currently overcoming that adversity. Currently just like 2 employees go. And both of them were like, well, at least I may not have a job anymore, but I get to see my kid. And that hurts, right? That they would say those things. But people say those things all the time when they're hurting. Employees, when you let them go, make bad decisions, because when you let someone go, they're losing their income source. That's hard for most people. But it's all about how you handle it. And you've got to have the determination to get above that adversity. So the only time you don't conquer that adversity is when your determination and willpower is below that pain threshold, that whatever you're dealing with. So every time I've gone through something difficult in life, every single time, my determination and willpower has gotten me above that adversity. And you can do the same thing. Now you have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to surround yourself with people who are improving. I go to church on Sundays to help get my mindset right. I work out every day, 7 days a week. I don't miss it for anything. I don't stay in bed when I'm not feeling good. I get up and move. May not go to work if I don't want to get people sick, but I continue moving and continue getting better. So today, if you're going through adversity, no, I have yet to met a person in my life that hasn't gone through adversity. But everyone who chooses to get over it gets over it. And the only way you're going to choose to get over it is be determined to conquer whatever you're going through, and realize that you need to surround yourself with positive people that can help you achieve what you want to achieve in life. So with that, I hope you guys learned something today on adversity, and I hope you guys use this to get over whatever you're going through in life. One more share I'll share with you. Q4 of 2022, my company is losing about $150,000 a month. That was tough. We lost over $450,000 the second half of 2022. But I was determined to make it right. I was determined to get out. I was determined to make sure my employees who were going to do the work got paid. I was determined my investors got paid. They all got paid. Most of my investors don't even know I lost that kind of money during that time frame either. So it all comes down to determination. When you're facing adversity, do you have the desire and the willpower to get over it? I always have, and I always will, but it's because I believe that power is within me, and it is within you. But do you believe in yourself that deep? All right. Have a great Monday, guys. Remember, today's the start of a new week, and I want you to achieve your biggest dreams. And you start by having a great day today. Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening to the Properties to Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.